what was your debrief with the quantum team coming out of Cape Town?
Well, we clearly would have liked to do just a little bit better than we did, but at the same time, we had a lot of good feelings. You know, the first day was our tough day. After the first day, the scores that we had would have won the event, but that first day set us back just a little bit. And you know, basically, there were two different types of race courses there. There was one that was more open, and we did better on that, and there was one that was short tacking up the shore and a very limited amount of space to the ley lines and rocks on one side and so forth. And we didn't do as well on that one. So we talked about all the things that we need to do if we're faced with that situation again to improve that and to do that better.
And in terms of what we saw with the other teams, was there anybody particularly emerging, or is the hierarchy very much the same? I mean, the Phoenix team did well, a team you know well. Was that largely local knowledge, or are they an emerging team really looking to the future?
No, listen, Hasso he's a great helmsman, and you know, when I sailed with them 2 years ago, you know, he really did an exceptional job, but he was just learning the boat. And now he's got a lot more comfort level with the boat. So, you know, it's just he's waiting for that opportunity to get him out front. But I think what you're seeing is this generation of 52s has shown that the class is incredibly close. I mean, every generation before this, there had been some little edge that the top couple of boats had. And now that edge is very, very small. There's so you know, you can be the fastest boat in the fleet, but you're not enough faster to make up for mistakes, you know, at the start or the early part of the race to get you back in it.
Now let's talk about starting then. Shall we look at the start video from Cape Town first? You can talk us through that. So this is us out at 3 minutes out. What are you doing at this stage, Ed?
Well, at this point, our strategy has been decided. You know, this was a day where the wind was light for a long time, then it filled in. It filled in from a direction that was not expected to be steady, and it had been shifting right for a long time during this you know, pre-start period, and then it just stopped and held. So we didn't see any reason why it would keep going right, so we wanted to be one of the boats going to the left. However, the boat end of the line was favored, so you know, there was a fair interest by the fleet to starting up at the boat end. You can see Azura right here just jives into position. They're trying to get in behind us, and we realized that they were doing that, so we said, nope, we'll just go ahead and get in behind you, and that gives us a stronger position for later. Once they see that, they say, oh, we don't want to be here, so they get out. But all the boats are just looking for that opportunity to, you know, to play out their strategy. Ours was, we weren't sure what was going to happen, but we didn't think it was going to go much more to the right. So we were happy to be left of the fleet and go straight until something happened. So this is how we approached trying to get that. The fleet was bunching up at the boat end, and we started to push ourselves down to the other side. I got a minute and a half now, so we're starting to get to that point where people are going to get set up and not do any extra maneuvers from here. We tuned in behind Platoon. Platoon was a little bit early right here, so they feel at risk with us coming in right in that spot. So they tack away, and we tack to match them. That puts us up against all the other boats there. We tacked back because we saw that Allegra, who was on the top of the screen, was going to tack towards us, so we tacked back to keep them from doing that. Otherwise, we would have come a little closer to the fleet still. The action all happens up here by the committee boat. Everybody's sort of in their starting spot now with 50 seconds, except for Azura, who just tacks right there with Phoenix right behind them. Phoenix then hooks them to leeward, so forces them to respond. They have to turn up. They won't be able to stay there because of they're on the ley line. Prvetsa, which is that right-hand red boat, luffs up and holds everybody up there. The two blue boats are pretty slow, so platoon, who didn't like their position with us, came and tacked on them. Now platoon starts to go, and everybody starts to go here with about 18 seconds to go. Start to get some speed on. And now it's just a matter of pulling the trigger and turning up at the correct time so that you're at maximum speed off the line. We were able to do that here and be reasonably close to the fleet. And the way it played out was actually really nice. We sailed for 3 or 4 minutes and then started to get left-hand shifts. And about 2 minutes before the ley line, we got about a 10 or 12 degree left shift. So we all started tacking, and we were able to come out in front on that one. But it wasn't the kind of thing where we were like, absolutely, this is what we're doing. It was more of
fairly fluid.
Put ourselves in a place that we can take advantage of if something goes our way.
But a relatively low risk start compared to the boats at the committee boat end of the line.
Well, that's one of the things that happens in this, fleets that are sort of 8 to 15 boats. You end up getting 4 or 5 boats that just, they're like magnets. They come together and they can't really get apart. And you want to see that happening ahead of the start and try to avoid that area, because that's, one of those boats is going to come out okay, and 4 or 5 of them are going to be compromised. And a big part of success in the 52 fleet is getting off the line in a way, it's not so much that you're going to win the race from there, but that you're not compromised in getting your strategy taken care of.